If I told you that some foods are even more dangerous than cigarettes and alcohol, would you believe it? The scary truth is, these foods aren't rare or exotic. They're sitting right in our own kitchens. And in some cases, we eat them almost every single day. On the outside, they seem delicious and convenient. But inside, they silently clog arteries, exhaust the liver and kidneys, and spark a chain reaction of dangerous diseases. Yet, most of us still eat them without a second thought. Today, I'm going to lift the curtain and reveal 6 types of foods that health experts around the world warn are top-tier dangers, the so-called delicious assassins that, if we don't recognize them early, will quietly chip away at our health day by day. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the latest videos from. Each video is a friendly, easy-to-understand guide to help you take care of your health in a natural, safe, simple, and affordable way. If you've ever heard about, suspected, or wondered how to eat properly and safely, leave a comment below. I'll do my best to answer so that every day, we can walk this journey together, keeping our health strong and lasting. Now, let's get started. Dear friends, the first food I want to talk about today is processed meat, including sausages, Chinese sausage, cold cuts, canned meat, and bacon. These are familiar foods, even considered convenient and tasty by many. But behind their appealing appearance lies a serious health risk. Did you know? The World Health Organization, WHO, has classified processed meat as a Group 1 carcinogen in humans, the same category as tobacco. This isn't an empty warning, it's backed by numerous large-scale medical studies worldwide. The issue is, to preserve meat for a long time and keep it looking appealing, manufacturers often use nitrate and nitrite. Once inside the body, these substances can combine with other compounds in the stomach to form nitrosamines, a highly toxic chemical that directly attacks the intestinal lining and significantly increases the risk of colorectal cancer. Not only that, processed meat contains extremely high levels of salt and preservatives. Regular consumption raises blood pressure, thickens the blood, forces the heart to pump harder, and makes the kidneys work overtime to flush out excess salt and toxins. Over time, this becomes a heavy burden on both the cardiovascular and urinary systems. What's worrying is that many people, especially children, love foods like sausages and cold cuts because they're flavorful and easy to eat. But this easy-to-eat factor is dangerous because it makes us eat more without realizing the silent damage building up every day. If you still want to eat meat, I sincerely recommend choosing fresh meat and cooking it at home with simple methods like boiling, steaming, or making soups. When we cook at home, we can control the ingredients and avoid unnecessary chemicals and additives that our bodies simply don't need. You know, I once knew a friend who worked in construction. Because of his busy schedule, his lunches were almost always store-bought sandwiches with sausages or cold cuts. At first, he thought it was quick, cheap, and filling, but after a few years, he began to feel constantly fatigued, and his stomach often felt uncomfortable. When he went for a checkup, he was diagnosed with colon polyps, and the doctor explained that one contributing factor was his excessive intake of processed meat. Hearing this shocked him. He had never imagined that just a few slices of sausage each day could silently cause so much harm. The second food I want to mention is fried food cooked in reused oil. This is a common practice at many street food stalls, and even in some households. To save money, but saving a little money at the expense of your health, is absolutely not worth it. When cooking oil is reheated multiple times at high temperatures, its chemical structure changes. This process creates trans fats, harmful fats proven to increase bad cholesterol, LDL, and decrease good cholesterol, HDL, in the blood. The result? Hardened arteries, poor circulation, and a much higher risk of heart attacks or strokes. It doesn't stop there. Oil that's been reused many times also produces acrylamide, a compound that can damage DNA and is considered a potential cancer risk by scientists. The scary part is, acrylamide has no strange taste or smell, so you can't detect it just by eating. Think about those golden, crispy fried chicken pieces, French fries, or deep-fried snacks from street vendors. How many people realize that beneath that crunchy coating is a warehouse of toxins formed from old, overheated oil? Eating it once might not harm you immediately, but regular consumption over time will make your body pay the price. So what's the solution? If you enjoy fried foods, make them at home and use fresh oil every time. Even better, switch to cooking methods like steaming, boiling, or light baking. Not only does this reduce excess oil, but it also preserves the food's natural flavor and nutrients. You know, one time I stopped by a snack shop near a school and saw a pan of dark, murky oil with a strong, unpleasant smell. The lady selling food said, "This oil has been used since morning, it's still fine for frying." Watching the kids line up for fried potatoes and fried chicken made me uneasy. It reminded me of a neighbor of mine who ran a fried noodle shop. She often ate the food she fried herself, and by the time she discovered a tumor in her liver, the disease had already progressed. The doctor said one of the contributing factors was her frequent consumption of repeatedly reused cooking oil. Dear friends, the third item on this list might seem harmless, but in reality, it's a very silent health destroyer: carbonated soft drinks and other sugary beverages. Many people think drinking a can of soda will at worst just make them gain weight. But in truth, the damage runs much deeper. On average, a 330 milliliters can of soda contains 7 to 10 teaspoons of sugar. Once this sugar floods the body, it causes a sudden spike in insulin, forcing the pancreas to work at full capacity to process it. Over time, the pancreas becomes fatigued, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes. It doesn't stop there. Excess sugar gets converted into fat, which accumulates in the liver, leading to fatty liver disease. Combined with the huge amount of empty calories, it drives obesity, high blood pressure, and heart disease. In fact, a study published in JAMA Internal Medicine showed that people who drink more than 2 cans of soda daily have a 31% higher risk of premature death compared to those who drink little or none. The danger is that soft drinks are often paired with fast food, already high in oil, fat, and calories. This combination is like pouring gasoline on a fire, overloading the body with energy while providing almost no essential nutrients. If you're thirsty, it's much better to opt for water, fresh fruit juice, or unsweetened herbal tea. These choices not only quench thirst but also supply vitamins and minerals without burdening the liver and heart. I once had a colleague who loved soda. She drank at least 2 cans every day. She said it kept her alert and less sleepy. But just a few years later, she was diagnosed with fatty liver disease and high blood sugar. The doctor explained that the large amount of sugar in soda didn't just flood her liver with fat but also overworked her pancreas. She admitted that if she had known how harmful it really was, she would have quit much earlier. The fourth food I want to mention is instant noodles and other ready-to-eat processed meals. For many busy people, they're a lifesaver, because in just a few minutes you can have a hot bowl of noodles. But this convenience hides serious health risks. Inside a packet of instant noodles, the noodles themselves are pre-fried in oil, and the seasoning packet contains an extremely high amount of salt, flavor enhancers like MSG, and preservatives. Eating these often means consuming far too much sodium, which raises blood pressure and puts stress on the heart and kidneys. Plus, the pre-fried noodles contain saturated fats, unhealthy fats that can harden arteries and increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. What's more concerning is that instant noodles provide almost no fiber, vitamins, or essential minerals. A meal that consists solely of refined starch, oil, and salt leaves the body nutrient deficient while overloading it with empty calories. One of the reasons many people develop high cholesterol and obesity without even realizing it. If you occasionally crave instant noodles for a change of taste, I suggest reducing the amount of seasoning, adding fresh vegetables, boiled eggs, or fresh meat to boost nutrition and reduce harm. And above all, don't treat instant noodles as a daily staple. Save them for when it's truly necessary. I remember a student renting a room near my house. To save money, he ate instant noodles almost every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. At first, he seemed fine, but after just a few months, his face broke out in acne. His skin became dull, and he lost a lot of weight. When he went for a checkup, the doctor said he was severely malnourished, physically exhausted, and had low blood pressure, all because he had relied on instant foods for too long. Dear friends, the fifth food I want to mention is sweets and commercially processed candies, including cookies, sugary chocolates, cream cakes, packaged sweet snacks, and more. These treats may look small and cute, and they taste sweet and delightful, but they are gift boxes packed with health risks. The biggest concern is the extremely high amount of refined sugar in these products. Once consumed, sugar is quickly absorbed, causing blood sugar levels to spike, which forces the pancreas to release a large amount of insulin to manage it. Eating too much and too often can lead to insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and even cardiovascular disease. In addition to sugar, commercial sweets often contain trans fats and preservatives to extend shelf life. These substances can cause chronic inflammation in the body, damage blood vessels, and increase the risk of atherosclerosis and stroke. Just look around, you'll see many children today suffering from tooth decay, being overweight, and even having high cholesterol while still in school. One of the main reasons is the excessive consumption of sweets, sodas, and sugary snacks. If you still want to enjoy sweetness, I recommend choosing fresh fruit or homemade sweets made from natural ingredients without preservatives. You'll still get that sweet taste, but it will be the healthy kind from nature, without putting excessive strain on the liver, kidneys, and heart. The last item on today's list is burnt grilled foods and dishes cooked at excessively high temperatures, such as charred grilled meat, burnt fish, or over-fried foods. I understand, the aroma of meat sizzling on a charcoal grill or the crispy golden crust of fried fish can be hard for anyone to resist. But the charred parts that many people love are where HCA, heterocyclic amines, and PAHs, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, HYDE, two compounds that form when protein-rich foods are exposed to high heat for a long time. Many studies have shown that HCA and PAHs can damage DNA, increasing the risk of developing cancer cells, especially stomach, colon, and pancreatic cancers. The danger is that these effects aren't immediate, they quietly accumulate over time, like a small ember smoldering inside the body. On top of that, grilling or frying at very high temperatures destroys many of the food's natural vitamins and minerals. This means we lose valuable nutrients while adding harmful compounds, a case where the harm far outweighs the benefit. The best solution is to grill or fry at moderate temperatures and avoid letting the food burn. If it does get burnt, cut away the charred parts before eating. And don't forget to pair your meals with plenty of vegetables and fruits to provide antioxidants, helping the body counteract the effects of these harmful compounds. Now that we know all 6 types of foods that are even more harmful than alcohol and tobacco, I hope you'll take a closer look at your eating habits and make timely adjustments. Health is our most valuable asset, and it's built from our daily meals. Every time we choose what to eat, we are making a deposit into our own health account. If you find these tips useful, please share them with friends and family so we can protect our health together. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to join me on this journey of living well every day.